Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
Right now at 5, a Norman police officer on duty is injured in a crash. We have the latest on his condition.
Plus, frustrations over voter access here in Oklahoma, why some are already switching parties before major elections next year.
And our 60-degree temperatures are about gone. We're about to get much cooler. David's timeline for our Arctic blast is straight ahead. But first here at 5, DoorDash, shopping sprees, and tropical vacations. Those are just some of the things the executive director of Black Lives Matter OKC is accused of purchasing with more than $3 million in embezzled funds. Thanks for joining us. I'm Amanda Taylor.
And I'm Karl Torp. She is now facing 25 federal charges for wire fraud and money laundering. News 9's Haley Hetrick has the details.
Since at least 2016, Cherie Dickerson served as the executive director of Black Lives Matter OKC, representing herself as an unpaid volunteer. The federal indictment alleges from 2020 to 2025, Dickerson knowingly devised and executed a scheme to defraud BLM OKC and its donors. Shortly after the indictment dropped, Dickerson took to Facebook Live.
I'm going to remind you that one of the things that I've always said is to trust Black women. And I know that I do.
Documents show that BLM OKC was receiving grant funds meant to post bail for people arrested in connection to social justice protests. But Dickerson's accused of depositing $3.15 million of unused bail checks into her personal accounts, leading to 25 federal charges of wire fraud and money laundering. Among other things, she's accused of using that money to travel to Jamaica and the Dominican Republic, spending $50,000 on DoorDash, purchasing a $41,000 car in her name, and $1.7 million on 6 different properties throughout Northeast OKC. The indictment alleges that Dickerson concealed her scheme by reporting that all of the funds she had actually embezzled were being used for the benefit of BLM OKC.
I wish you well. May you all have the journeys that you deserve. And, but primarily, I'm okay.
If Dickerson is found guilty of all 25 charges recommended by the grand jury, she would have to forfeit all properties and purchases she made and could be facing up to 450 years in prison and $6 million in fines. In Northeast OKC, Haley Hetrick, Oklahoma's own News 9.
All right, Haley, we have reached out to BLM OKC to see if Dickerson is still acting as the executive director of that organization, and we have not heard back.
From the Bob Mills Weather Center, the Oklahoma weather expert, David Payne.
Not as nice as yesterday, at least as far as the temperatures go, but today more sunshine, looking good out there on a Friday afternoon, about ready to jump into a Friday evening. Temperatures have been good. Today, though, cooler, about 10 to nearly 20 degrees cooler for some Oklahomans. It's 46 now in Piedmont, 53 in Edmond. As you get south, it's a bit warmer, 57 down at Lake Thunderbird, 55 over in Meeker, and the rest of Oklahoma. Look at the northern parts of our state now. There you go. 40s, 46 in Ponca City to a 64 in Ardmore. Remember yesterday we were in the 80s in the Panhandle, 60s and 70s elsewhere. It's a north wind blowing in. This is a little bit of some Canadian air, a little bit of some Pacific air. It's not crazy cold, not yet, but that's what's coming in from the north. Here's our next problem. 1 below in Bismarck, 4 below in Miles City, Montana. It's 11 in Rapid City, and that cold air is coming to the south. That's going to be your weekend fun. So the Arctic Slam, it is closing in. How cold is it going to get, and how long is that cold air going to stay in Oklahoma? And what about our next chance for any rain or snow? Is it showing up? 9-day forecast coming up. Guys, back to you.
All right, David, thanks. A pursuit with a stolen car ends in a crash, and now Oklahoma City police are looking for 2 suspects who were in that car. Officers said they tried to pull the car over near Southwest 15th and Walker just before 11 last night when the driver sped off. The driver crashed near Southwest 10th and Walker. 4 suspects ran from the car. 2 were arrested. No names have been released.
Former State Superintendent Joy Hoffmeister says an audit of Western Heights Public Schools confirms OSDE's decision to temporarily take over the district back in 2021. Hoffmeister was superintendent during that legal fight with district administrators over mismanaged funds. The audit, released yesterday, shows the district paid over $1 million in legal fees over 3 years. It also found the district paid the superintendent $1.1 million while he served under a void contract. In a statement to us, Hoffmeister says, quote, "The auditor's report lays bare the myriad of problems the district faced and further reaffirms that we made the right decision to intercede."
More work is being done at the state capitol to protect Oklahomans from rising home insurance costs. One bill already filed for next session wants to forbid attorney fees from being awarded in property insurance lawsuits. It would also create a homeowner claim bill of rights requiring insurance companies to respond to claims in 14 days, among other things. Session starts February 2nd. Oklahoma independents won't be able to vote in primaries for the next 2 years after no party opted for an open primary. Our Cal Day explains what this means for independent voters, many of which are already switching parties so they can be heard.
Nearly 500,000 independent Oklahoma voters will not be able to vote in primary elections in the next 2 years. Reaction is mixed amongst those registered independent. Ellen says primaries should be closed. If I'm not willing to be associated with the party, why should I have any say in who they choose to represent themselves? Meg writes, I'll be switching to Democrat to address the issue myself. Others have already made that switch.
I wasn't anticipating that to happen today, but it's happening.
Rogers County Election Board Secretary Julie Dermody says it will be a change for independents who have voted in Democrat primaries in recent years. She says there is plenty of time to switch to a party to keep voting in primaries.
That doesn't mean you're being shut out, because you're not. You have an opportunity to change your party affiliation until March 31st.
Of the nearly 60,000 registered voters in Rogers County alone, Dermody says there's almost as many Democrats as there are independents, and that number continues to grow.
The independents are surpassing the Democrats in 16 of our polling locations.
Dermody hopes the change does not keep anyone from voting. She wants to remind everyone the importance of taking part in the process.
We have a right for a voice. We just need to let it out there.
In Tulsa, Cal Day, Oklahoma's own News 9.
Now, Democratic leaders say they did file to let independent voters in their primaries and are challenging the ruling. Independents can still vote in the general election, and party registration can be changed again later. A big update on demo of the former Murray Convention Center. Crews say the north side of the building is close to being fully demolished. You're taking a live look here at the construction site from our Bob Mills Arena cam.
City leaders say about half of that roof came down yesterday. And here's a look at yesterday when that happened. Take a look as it went down. The rest is planned to come down sometime next week. Leaders say crews are using watering trucks there to help with the dust control. You can see quite a bit of that. Demo is expected to be completed by the end of the year. Well, we are talking more Thunder basketball ahead here at 5 o'clock. OKC's in Vegas for the NBA Cup semi, how the team's preparing for game day.
But next, why the Oklahoma Highway Patrol says it's seeing an increase in crashes on the Turnpike. That's coming up after the break.
And then coming up on News 9 at 6, Stillwater High School is going to be the center of a new feature film. Their call for extras and how you can get involved coming up.
At last check, a Norman police officer still in critical condition after a crash on Highway 9. This is breaking news last night. The Oklahoma Highway Patrol says Sergeant Justin Hackbarth was standing outside his patrol car when he was hit by another car near 96th Avenue Southeast around 7:20 last night. Troopers say the driver stayed on scene. No arrests have been made. OHP says it is still working to figure out what caused that crash. The Oklahoma Turnpike Authority posting this video reminding drivers about their move over law. OTA says a maintenance truck was on the shoulder of the Muskogee Turnpike when it was hit by a semi-truck. The driver wasn't in that truck and wasn't injured. Oklahoma law requires drivers to move over or slow down when they see flashing lights.
Oklahoma's busiest turnpike has seen a 61% increase in crashes this year, according to the Oklahoma Highway Patrol. Troopers say construction zones on the Turnpike, along with more traffic, speeders, and people on their phones, have led to more crashes.
A lot of these roadways, these construction zones, don't have shoulders, so there's no room for error. So the only place to go is straight, where your momentum carries you, which oftentimes is in the back of another car.
The Turner Turnpike is expanding to 6 lanes from Tulsa to OKC, so OHP says drivers can expect construction zones for the next 10 years.
Taking a live look now from our Lucky Star Skycam network, a blast of Arctic air still on track for Oklahoma. It's about to get cold, and I swear it's being forecasted as getting colder now. David is tracking when we're going to want to stay indoors. That is straight ahead.
Bragging rights and a big paycheck on the line for the Oklahoma City Thunder over the next few days.
OKC is in Las Vegas preparing for the NBA Cup semifinal tomorrow night against the San Antonio Spurs. A win would give the Thunder its 17th straight victory, extending the longest winning streak in franchise history. OKC set that record last year with 15 wins in a row.
Oh, and on top of all that, a win would also mean each player would get at least $212,000 for making it to the finals of the in-season tournament.
And whenever you get a chance to play for something and win, it's always the goal to win. It's always the same feeling. So it'd be phenomenal to win this for sure.
And then the winners of the NBA Cup earned $530,000.
Tip off for the semifinal tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
I mean, they have to win, right?
Yeah. They didn't get this last year. It's the one thing that they get. They got the MVP. They got the
and the World Championship.
Western Conference champs.
This is the year for that, then.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like how he can wear really anything and it looks good.
I know.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
If I would be like, what are you wearing?
We'd look at you like something was wrong.
Well, something is wrong, Amanda.
Okay.
Something's always wrong.
Thanks for pointing that out. Little more therapy.
Is Sunday getting colder?
No. Actually, I brought it up 2-3 degrees.
You're just paying attention to it more now because you have
I
plans.
just saw low 30s. I was like, oh gosh, has it
No.
been like that for a while now?
We had 29 for a day and went to 30 and now back up to 32. So right around freezing.
Around there, okay.
Still cold enough, but won't have much wind, so that'll be a plus, I guess. You still going to the zoo? You going to the zoo Sunday?
Love to go to the zoo.
I think it'd be by yourself. That'd be a good time. Actually, no, but we'll have some sunshine.
Safari lights too.
Yeah.
You can stay in your car.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Great time to go to the zoo.
Okay. Look at that shot there, looking off to the south. Yesterday, we were in the 60s at this time. We're in the 50s now. We're going to drop it into the 40s. So here comes the cold. But you got a little bit of time. You've got tomorrow, right? Here in Oklahoma City right now, 52 degrees with a north wind at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Several hours ago and earlier this morning, we had winds to 15 to 25 miles per hour. Winds have already come down. Folks, it's only 45 in Guthrie. It's 54 down at Lake Thunderbird. So nearly a 10-degree difference between the North Metro and the South Metro, okay? And look at northern Oklahoma. The wind here blowing in from north to south at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Winds will be light this evening. Look at these temperatures. It's 35 degrees in Miami to a 62 in Ardmore. So this is a little bit of Canadian air, but it's going to get a lot colder, right? Right now, temperatures, again, are going to cool off this evening. A cold night tonight. Tomorrow is the day of change. That'll be your Saturday. Here's your jet stream. This is the storm track where the storm systems move through this stronger wind in the atmosphere, just like sitting in a boat and going down a river, right? These little storm systems dive in. This pattern has been locked in. That's why the north and northeast, they've had lots of cold and lots of snow so far this winter. The Arctic cold front, well, the leading edge of it is in southern Nebraska, but man, look at Rapid City at 10 degrees. Bismarck, North Dakota now at 4 below zero. Arctic air, it is on the move. And let's go a little farther north. Yeah, it's not any better, right? It's worse, 10, 20, 30. There are some areas up here today that are hanging around 40 below zero. Not the wind chills, the air temperatures, okay? So crazy cold, and we're going to bring that south. So still, it's a 2-day deal. We turn colder tomorrow, especially tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. The wind will pick up tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. Falling temperatures late afternoon into the evening. Cold tomorrow night, cold into Sunday. The wind will come back or come down on Sunday, right? And then by Monday and through next week, folks, we're back in the 50s and 60s. Some ups, some downs, but the real cold and the storm track is to our north. So, and this might go on, I think, through Christmas Eve, through Christmas Day. Some of the data says we're in the 70s for the end of, again, the Christmas week, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. And some data says we're in the 50s and 60s. But it doesn't look crazy cold by any means around Christmas. Not crazy cold at all right? All right, lows tonight, 25 in Ponca City, 32 in Ardmore, 26 in Enid, 28 in Woodward. It's a cold night. Tomorrow afternoon, this is tomorrow afternoon's temperatures, 42 in Ponca City, 55 in Ardmore, 48 in Oklahoma City. North winds will pick up tomorrow afternoon. You'll notice the temperatures falling off and beginning to drop. And then high Sunday, 30 in Ponca City, 37 in Ardmore. The good news about Sunday, there won't be a whole lot of wind, okay? But still, 32, doesn't take much to give you wind chills in the 20s during the afternoon. And highs Monday, back to the 40s and 50s. Wind chills tomorrow evening. This will be tomorrow evening at about 6 o'clock. Saturday evening, 6 o'clock. Teens and 20s, okay? 10 o'clock, single digits in teens. And then tomorrow night into your Sunday morning, wind chills close to 0 across the north. We'll do a 9, give or take, here in Oklahoma City. So a cold, frigid Sunday morning. And then Sunday afternoon, again, right around freezing for a high. We're bone dry, though. There's no moisture. A high Monday of 48, Tuesday 60. Ups and downs next week for the OU-Alabama game during the afternoon in the 50s. We'll stay in the 50s that evening. Big warm-up next Saturday into the 70s, and then turning cooler again after that, but nothing out of control. Amanda, back to you.
David, thank you. Still ahead, meet the 83-year-old Oklahoman breaking world records, one marathon at a time. After the break.
We are following breaking news. This is a live shot of the west side of Oklahoma City, looking south here, Mathis Cam. And we can tell you that you might be able to see some smoke there in the distance. That is from a fire that happened at a daycare center near Mustang Road and Reno after a car crashed into the daycare center.
So what we're hearing right now is that the La Petite Academy, which is on Reno and Mustang Road, is what is on fire. That is the smoke that is being seen for miles right now in Oklahoma City. So just to let you know the very latest on what we're getting, all the children have been accounted for. So that is the good news right now. The police department is telling us that a car jumped the curb or went over a curb and then went right into that daycare. They do have a reunification area as well on the west side.
It's the CVS right there, close by to that location. We can also tell you that we've seen some pictures of this fire, and it's a pretty significant fire going on right now. So the good news is all the kids are accounted for, along with the driver, but something we're watching. We have crews en route right now. We'll have an update, News 9, here at 6 o'clock. Now to this, he has practiced law for decades, but he is all about breaking records, and he's broken a lot of them.
He has. We've done stories on this guy. 7 marathons in 7 continents. Our Mike Glover introduces us to the 83-year-old who refuses to slow down in tonight's Something Good.
Dan Little started practicing law in 1968.
My wife was a lawyer, Dad was a lawyer. My 2 daughters are lawyers.
And at 83 years young, his passion is still just as strong. And he has a sort of side motivation pushing him.
Dad practiced until he was 92. And I hope to beat his record by at least 10 or so years.
Now, when Mr. Dan isn't preparing for court or trying cases, he's running. Not from courthouse to courthouse, but from continent to continent.
I started running. Then started doing the marathons, and then, got into the Ironmans when I was 60.
But there was one challenge that intrigued him. The World Marathon Challenge. Run 7 marathons in 7 days on 7 continents.
There's no way I can do 7 marathons in 7 days on 7 continents.
Motivated by his grandchildren, he entered the challenge.
I didn't fail. I surprised myself.
He's now completed the challenge 4 times. His most recent was last month, where he broke his previous record of being the oldest person to complete the 777 challenge.
So each year I do it, I increase the world record by another year or so.
Participants sleep and eat on the plane, each destination pushing the body to the extreme.
Got up to 90 degrees. And 12 hours later, we disembarked in Antarctica, and the temperature was minus 30, but the wind chill was minus 60.
Pushing your physical boundaries at 83 years old.
In my own weird way, I love it.
That is Something Good. I'm Mike Glover for Oklahoma's Own.
How about that? And this is what we're following right now. Breaking news, west side of Oklahoma City. Children have been forced out of a daycare center. This is a look from our Mathis cam pointing south. You can kind of see the smoke. That's because the daycare is on fire after a driver in a car hit it.
And we'd seen the shot earlier from our Mathis cam. This is another camera, our Integris camera. So it's just showing you the smoke can be seen all across the city. This is the La Petite Academy near Reno and Mustang. Again, the children accounted for. We're going to have a live shot. As soon as they get there, we'll be breaking in right here on News 9. Keep it here.